Good morning, everybody. JohnnyJans here, coming to you once again from at a Walt Disney World Resort, and a very important Walt Disney World Resort, because some would say the first Walt Disney World Resort. That's right, I am coming to you at Walt Disney World's contemporary resort today. It's highly debatable, but it is the first resort here at Walt Disney World. And I only have 2 resorts left after this one. Almost done visiting all the resorts, from the value to the deluxe, everywhere in between. So without further ado, I invite you to join me as we get a little contemporary and do some meandering around. Okay, starting things off in the very front of the contemporary, you see this courtyard right here. It's so weird because it's actually part of the parking area in front of the porte-cochere, but it's also this magical courtyard. You could just relax. And at Christmas time, the Christmas tree for the contemporary is so big, they put it outside right here at the end of this courtyard. It's the only tree to be displayed completely outside the resort. But as we're walking down the courtyard, we come to the porte-cochere. Not the fanciest porte-cochere, but it does have a little Mickey on the front, which is pretty cool under the glass awning. Very picturesque, very classic, very, one would say, contemporary. This is the very first Walt Disney World Resort built back in 1971. There is controversy that the Polynesian was the first because they were built at the exact same time, but all the fans of the contemporary and myself would say that this is the first resort. And what's so neat about when they built this resort, see the rectangles of the rooms? They were actually prefabricated off-site and then placed in like Legos into each individual floor. So they built the entire room, brought it on a crane, and then inserted it into the building, which was for 1971. That was very new, different, and contemporary. Now located just right outside the porte-cochere area is the bus stop area, where you're gonna go get a bus to any of the other parks, Disney Springs, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, or even Epcot. But one of the greatest things about the contemporary and staying here is, you see over there, that's the walkway to the Magic Kingdom. We are within steps of the Magic Kingdom. And this resort's branding is on point. Garbage cans, no exception. There's their contemporary resort logo, looking all classy on the side of the trash can. And as before we enter, we are greeted by not just the words contemporary, nope, the actual symbol of the contemporary building with the monorail going through it. I love that. Stepping into the lobby here, I feel like we've crossed generations, because as new and modern they have updated the lobby is, I feel like they still has a 70s flair going on. I don't know. We have a coffee area there, which is pretty cool, unlike other lobbies. So that's kind of different. And then we've got Mary Blair inspired art, complete with the legendary 5-legged goat. Now, I like it back in the day when there was only one 5-legged goat and it was kind of hidden, but now they're all like kind of up in your face about it as part of the new design. So I feel like we lost some of the magic of actually finding the original 5-legged goat. Mary Blair, I guess, never wanted her paintings to be perfect, so that's why she included a 5-legged goat. So we have a redesigned lobby for the contemporary. It used to look different than this, more like a hotel lobby. Now it kind of feels like a contemporary lounge. You got awesome seating areas, fun monorail art in the background, which makes it nice and inviting. The check-in, they're almost like check-in pods instead of desks. Very artsy. I feel like that's the whole trend. This kind of rivals Coronado Springs a little bit with the tables, that with the chargers, and I don't know what else you do. Sit and wait for your meeting. More classy contemporary art of the 70s in the background. tribute to old school, contemporary, another lounge with other art. And then we had the signature restaurant here. One of them, Steakhouse 71, used to be the Wave, but now it's a tribute to all things classic Disney World and classic contemporary, even pictures of Walt. I think I have a video about eating at Steakhouse 71. I definitely eat there. I'll post that in the comments as well. The back side of the lobby, more contemporary art and long hallways. Not the cozy lobby maybe you would expect, just a very functional lobby with a lot of lounge places, hard floor and some carpet. Very different than most lobbies that we've seen on our resort tours. But hey, it's a contemporary, right? It needs to be different. All right, one of my favorite contemporary ways to travel, this resort is no exception, by escalators. I don't have to move my feet. It makes me happy, but if you're so physically inclined, you could take the stairs in the middle as well as we head up to the second floor. Now, the biggest thing about this resort, it is a convention center first and then a resort second, it seems like. And here on the second floor, this is all convention center space where they have conventions and get-togethers and type things. Also, fun fact, back in the 70s, President Nixon actually gave his famous "I am not a crook" speech here at the Contemporary. It's historical. Seems fitting that it happened here in the ballrooms of Americas. Such an American event. Again, it's been refurbished since the 70s, but I still feel a very 70s vibe as I walk around here. One of the cool things about this is usually really quiet. So if you need a nice place to relax, you can lounge on one of these, what looks like IKEA furniture. Or if you want probably the quietest bathroom ever, you can walk all the way down there and go do your business. A little hidden fact, but a nice place to relax if you're waiting for your room or just plain waiting here on the second floor of the Contemporary. Now, I talked about Steakhouse 71 being one of their signature restaurants, but here is the real signature restaurant, the California Grill, which is actually located on the top of the Contemporary, where you have to take one of these special elevators just to get to the restaurant, kind of like Space 220 before that was a thing. And on top of the California Grill here, they have great sushi. It's very expensive to eat there, very hard to get reservations for. But if you can time it just right, you can get epic views of the fireworks from on top of the Contemporary. It is amazing. I have eaten at the California Grill, but not when it was really the California Grill. When it was the Wave was doing a limited time farewell tour where they were letting you eat the wave prices on top of the California Grill. So it was like the best of both worlds. I think I have that video too. I'll throw that in the comments too. Lots of links today about my adventures here at the Contemporary. Okay, making my way up to the final level where you can do stuff before you hit the rooms. Level 3, traveling in style upon the escalator. Again, steps are provided. If you're physically inclined, you can climb them too. And welcome to the central hub of the Contemporary, where all things to do inside: shops, board the monorail as it cuts through the building, stare at the original Mary Blair painting up on the wall, find the five-legged goat, the real one, or even our next dining experience over here at Chef Mickey's, where it has character dining with Mickey Mouse and Friends buffet, really awesome. Or if you want something cheaper, you can eat at the Contempo Cafe, which is the quick service. But stepping over here, yes, the Halloween season has begun. You could tell by the art on the wall. Mickey and Friends getting ready for Halloween. Not So Scary is here, because here in August, we start Halloween early in Florida. And we have BVG, short for Big Valuable Goods. Not really, I don't know what it stands for, but it's expensive. We are going to the gift shop, greeted by tons of Halloween merchandise. Mickey, all his friends, get it while it's hot. One of the cool things about this gift shop too, it also doubles as a little bakery, so you can get fun items and goodies. And it looks rather orange in here with all the Halloween apparel. This is probably one of the gift shops with the most Halloween apparel because we are located right outside Magic Kingdom. That means right next to the Mickey's Not So Scary event. So if you didn't come Halloween ready and you just jumped into the event on a whim, you can definitely come here and get all Halloweened up. Speaking of Halloweened up, look at this awesome Stitch candy jar. I feel like I gotta have that. Okay, if this gift shop is more of the stylish Disney merch, we have the more fun, traditional Disney merchandise over here at the Fantasia little shopping plex located in the middle of the hallway of the Contemporary. And this is where you're gonna get your traditional Disney merch or monorail merchandise, because we gotta support the monorail because it's the only hotel where the monorail actually goes through. So we gotta support that. And then we have all our traditional Disney toys and fun stuff. Also, where you're gonna get your pins and things like that of that nature is in here. Very fun. One of the fun things about this gift shop though is all the Fantasia flair that is located up on the wall representing Fantasia. So that's fun. And then there's also the giant hidden Mickey as you walk under as you leave. All right, bye Mickey. Thanks for letting me look at your merch. We got more lounge areas in the front of the Contemporary. And then if you want your market stuff, well, continuing the Fantasia theme, we got Fantasia Market located right here. And you can buy all your odds and ends and snacks that you might need for your vacation. And there you go. Talk about some real fun. Let's head on over to the game station, which is the arcade here at the Contemporary. And they do not disappoint. Giant arcade, but it is not lacking in Guitar Hero. I respect that. Fun thing about this arcade went through different metamorphosis. It started as arcade, and for a limited time, it became the Pixar Play Zone area, which was a child drop-off area where you can interact with the Incredibles, other Pixar characters, and that was all located in here, but that kind of fell through. So then it morphed back into an arcade, because that's where they make the big bucks. It's on the games. Like Wicked Tuna. A shout out to Disney Cruise Line. And today's ship, we have the Wish, the newest cruise ship on the fleet in all its glory. Maybe one day. And now let's step out to the backside of the Contemporary Resort, see what kind of fun things there are to do out here. Forget Metal Mario, they've got Metal Mickey hanging over here just right outside the Contemporary. It's a fun, picturesque spot where you can get a fun pic. There's even a platform to post your phone. Isn't that cool? I think we should do it. Look, even the shrubbery screams Contemporary art, as it has a fun design. But what's behind the shrubbery is gonna be the Contemporary Marina. Also, the sandbar, where you can get yourself some poolside treats. A list of recreation activities. Now, back in the day, you were able to rent these little boats called sea racers. And here's, you see what's left of the corral where you would board and head out. They were the fastest on BayLake, which made it really awesome. They used to have them on other Disney lakes too. They had them at what was Downtown Disney at the time, and over at Seven Seas at Crescent Lake, which is in front of Yacht and Beach. But you can no longer rent sea racers anymore. That was a fun time now past. Also, this is where they launch fireworks cruises over by Magic Kingdom, so you can watch the fireworks at night. So you pick up your pontoon boat. We're checking out the back side of the pool area. You can see there's a slide they have within the trees. Just kind of your average slide, a little twisty, a little fun. And then they have like a pretty big pool for a resort and some fun fountains out there. So very nice. Also is this side building here. These are like these side suites that people usually forget they're actually a part of the Contemporary. You can see the design. It's like a mini Contemporary. The rooms have little loungers. Feels like you step back in the 70s for a traditional Contemporary flair. Never stayed out in these rooms before. Always kind of forget they're here because they're actually across the pool, not attached to the Contemporary building. So I call them the side suites. I don't know what they're really called, but if you want to step back in time, maybe you can stay out here. I am walking out to the end of the path of the side suites here, mini Contemporary. They have a beach with some little fun chairs with shade right next to a volleyball court so you can do activities. There's actually another pool located there that's just a quiet pool, but it has a whirlpool inside of it. There's the dock. Now, what you use the dock for is for transportation these days. You can take a boat from the Contemporary here across the lake to the Wilderness Lodge or the Fort Wilderness. There's one now. Chugging across BayLake. If you were going to go to the Magic Kingdom, you'd either want to walk or take the monorail. You wouldn't need to take a boat. Speaking of Magic Kingdom though, look, there's a ferry that's passing over BayLake on this side. That's kind of interesting to see. There's actually a dry dock where they maintenance back there. So every once in a while, you'll see one of the ferries come on this side of BayLake. And once again, here's a nice picturesque view of the Contemporary in all its glory. Eighth wonder of the world, backside of the Contemporary. Here's an area I've never walked on in front of the side suites here in the Contemporary. It's like they got their own private beach. There's even 2 chairs down there to enjoy. And every night they have the boat parade that even stops in front of the Contemporary. This is actually a pretty cool spot. I've watched it over there in front of BayLake Tower before, but coming over to this beach side, I bet it's not that crowded. I bet people forget there's even a pathway here. I've never walked on this pathway here. That's how much I knew about it. Okay, if I was to get a side suite here, I would want one of these end ones because overlooking your little balcony, well, you can't really come out. It's not even a balcony. But out looking the window, you get a pretty nice picturesque view of BayLake and off into the Wilderness Lodge. And it's very peaceful, very quiet here. So that's where I'd stay if I did have to take one of these side suites. And then right out my window, I'd have the boat parade at night. So that's fun. This is becoming quite a trail in the back here. I don't even know where it goes as I'm going around. I am literally meandering around the side suites as I hear the lawnscapers in the distance. Hopefully this path doesn't end and make me turn around. Okay, this path was definitely gonna end and make me turn around, but look what I found. An alternate route through the middle of the side suites. I don't know if it's open. It might be. Oh, you have to need a key though. I wish I had my key. Because then I could step inside the side suites on the grand 1970s rug inside there. That's okay. Maybe another time. I'm returning the pathway back to the main Contemporary building. Not gonna lie, the more I have circumnavigated the side suites here, the more I'm intrigued to want to stay here and step back in time to the 70s. Now there is a running trail, so this sign tells me, here in front of the Contemporary. And it looks like it exists all over the backside of the Contemporary, from BayLake Tower, across the backside where we were, and around the side suites. So I pretty much did half the running trail right there. Pretty exciting. And it's 0.89 miles if you were going to run. Now located right next to the Contemporary is BayLake Tower, which is the Disney Vacation Club side of the resort. And I'm not going to cover that right now, but I will leave a link in the description below from my time I stayed in my 2-bedroom, which was my absolutely favorite room, overlooking the Magic Kingdom view here at BayLake Tower. As I am located on the Skyway now, or the Skybridge that links BayLake Tower to the main building of the Contemporary. This is usually a wind tunnel, but on this hot day, it is not. Epic views and pictures of the monorail. Just looks awesome. And right now we got it crossing the castle at Magic Kingdom. Beautiful. This is the best resort for monorail watching. I know when I stayed at BayLake Tower, and it felt, I'm not gonna lie, like that monorail, I stayed right around there, was right in my living room. It was crazy. And I got to sit there and watch that every night. It was awesome. Also located right outside the Contemporary here is a balcony where not only can you get epic view of monorail coming through the building just like that, but when they have fireworks, you can see the fireworks pretty good from over Magic Kingdom here. It's a nice little view. And to further prove that this is the best spot to watch the fireworks from up here in the Contemporary, if you're not eating in the California Grill, look, they have benches already placed overlooking Magic Kingdom to enjoy the fireworks. This has to be one of the most aesthetically pleasing resorts to the eye. I mean, just look at these fun angles you can get by looking at the building itself. It's so different than any of the other hotels. Before I go, I'm going to take an elevator ride to the top. Go to floor 11 is the highest way I can go. But check out the awesome Contemporary logo inside the elevator. Very nice. It went through an incredible refurb, one would say, because not only did they up their Contemporary monorail art, but they actually brought the Incredibles to the Contemporary. Much controversy on that. People don't really like changing the Contemporary much, so there's a lot of discussion to be had about the Incredibles coming to the Contemporary and in your rooms and all about it here, if people like it or not. But regardless of what character art and theming they pick, it'll still be the Contemporary in all its glory. And up here on the 11th floor, which is the highest I can go, I can peer over the side and get the bird's eye view of the Contemporary, looking down at Chef Mickey's. Remember the buffet with characters down there. And then right here is the Contempo Cafe. You have the Outer Rim Bar over here. The top of the painting. Not gonna lie, feeling a little dizzy. So one of the greatest things about this resort is just the size and scope. Getting your room up here overlooking the balcony of everyone below. It is pretty neat. That awesome picturesque view overlooking the Wilderness Lodge, where I was last time on this thing that I'm doing. And I just want to take a moment from the top of the Contemporary here to thank you all for watching my videos, coming along with me on this thing that I'm doing of visiting the resorts and doing other stuff while meandering around. I definitely appreciate you all watching. I just wanted to give a shout out. We are at 490 subscribers now, about to hit 500. I am super excited about that. That is an achievement. Didn't think that I would ever get to see, but I just want to thank you for all being a part of that. And if you haven't done so, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Definitely appreciate it as we go on the adventures. It is pretty quiet, besides all my yapping. There's also a spa located somewhere in the bowels of the Contemporary too. And here's an overlook view of the Fantasia gift shop, kind of what it looks like. That's the monorail platform. There's a look at the monorail in the station right now, unloading. Nice. And there we go on the other side. We get the picturesque view of Magic Kingdom. You can see just how close within walking distance we are to the Magic Kingdom and all its glory. And we got the express monorail doing what it does, going through the Contemporary. One of the coolest things at any Walt Disney World Resort is getting to see that monorail go through the Contemporary. Very nice, very Disney. Love it. And we get the resort monorail pulling away. That's a good place to end. Well, there it is, folks. That's gonna do it for checking out the Walt Disney World Contemporary Resort, the first of the Walt Disney World Resorts and closest to the Magic Kingdom. But that's gonna do it for me. Until next time, I'm JohnnyJans. Thanks for watching this thing that I'm doing. And until next time, I'll catch you out there. Meandering around! And doesn't that cloud look like a hidden Mickey or something? I don't know. It's a Disney kind of day. That seems so fitting right over Magic Kingdom. I'm gonna chalk that up to a Mickey cloud. You be the judge. And there it is, the original, behold all its glory, the five-legged goat. See you next time, folks.